We got the media team in here. We're the media
team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the home. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
In the block.
Ever he was really mad at you about, if he was even really mad, it definitely wasn't what he was saying. It was a secret. So, like, just to make it clear, like,
what? No, like,
was it fake or was there something else he was mad about? Because it didn't make no sense.
He had no reason to be mad. He made something up, right?
He forgot mid-conversation what he was mad at you about a couple times.
Because he know that I'm gonna send him the content and he's gonna play it. Here you go, play it.
So do you think what was really happening is that really because he already knew that stuff was about to get deep? He was. I don't
know. I don't know if he knew that. I believe now that he was mad about the 600 stuff and him exposing about what the family said about the kid, right? I believe now, looking at it, that he may have known that he was caught up in the overall thing, right? I believe that's why he was a little bothered that 600 was pushing that issue about what the family was saying about the kid.
He seemed panicked. The way he was moving seemed
because bro, he said that they had already reached out to him. He would tell me things, but it didn't make sense to me, so I just disregard it, right?
Did you note that at a certain point in the podcast, and it really didn't take that long, Luce became so high that he was almost incapable of being involved in the conversation anymore? No, because after I stopped, he wasn't smoking. It was just from Brick Baby breathing weed in his face.
After I got off the line, I wasn't even watching anymore. It was just, the thing about it is like, yo, Adam, it's real shit. If I feel like I got something else to do and I want to go my way, I'm just going to have a conversation with you. But I think what it was sometimes people set out to have a motive. And I understand that. I've been in the game too long. Everybody has a motive with something they're doing. Everybody has a motive. Could be a good one or a bad one. And I think that because I started to figure out other things that had nothing to do with this, he was using that as a reason to not have to talk to me. You got to remember, let's just keep it real. I took Luce 13 months ago. Prior to me taking Luce, did you know who Luce Cannon was?
Yeah.
Right? I took Luce and set him on the side of me. When the light hit me, I made sure it hit him.
Yeah, I don't think I was that familiar with him before
you
brought him on the pod.
I didn't do it because I did a contract with you, right? I did it because I genuinely wanted to help you. So you didn't have to come up with some fake shit. Bro, if you say, yo, you want to go handle your business, because we've all seen this before. If you've seen this more than me, right? What is there now, it's a motherfucker to see if it's going to be there later standing on your own. I know because I went through it and I knew what I had to do to continue my climb up the ladder. You know what I'm saying? Like Vlad, you watched it. Last time Vlad seen me before we came back together, it was Ray J. Right? Ray J went another way. We still remain business partners, but he started doing other things. So I had to reinvent myself and go find new business and find another ladder to climb. So I know what it is, but it's just that I believe his thing was, let me tap into his resources. I introduced him to act. I brought him here a few times, right? He was asking me about Vlad. Vlad knows this because I was talking to him. He's like, "Why, get me on Vlad." But I understand when I say certain things to Vlad, if you know Vlad, you kind of read his body motion and you just leave shit alone. Because at that point, this tend to what you got going on with Vlad, right? So,
And I responded that he just has too much drama around.
Yeah, and I left it alone.
I just don't need to bring that into
But
my
I
house,
get it now because it's kind of like, can you trust it?
And he is a wise sage because probably a year ago, I said something on behalf of our good JCat friend, Spiderloke. Hey, Wack, Spiderloke thinks you got him banned. You should have him on. Wack said, or Vlad said, I'm cool. He's like,
it ain't gonna bring no substance to him.
It's no problem with Spiderloke, but it's just not really the kind of content that I want to do right now.
And that's real, because if we would have saw Spiderloke on Vlad, it would have been like Vlad lost Boardwalk and his ass is on Baltic. It's just real, right? So, at the end of the day, we all doing things. You got extra things going on. Vlad, we definitely know what you got going on. I got extra stuff going on. We all got extra stuff going on, but it just kind of makes it like when the next person reaches out for a little help, you kind of be like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, Wack, let me ask you this, because I've been knowing you as this legendary kind of behind-the-scenes figure throughout hip-hop for decades. I'll keep it real, I hadn't really heard much about Luce Cannon until he started hanging around with you.
That's a fact. That's just what's real.
But I knew very little about him until I've read this whole this criminal complaint, and I've become to know how close he was to Big U, knowing your relationship with Big U. Now I'm looking back thinking, how had you and him got so close considering that history?
They didn't become cool until Luce was no longer cool with. But he was.
How are you trusting a guy that was so cool with
up
Big
until
U?
like what, 2 years ago?
Nah, 2021, early 2021.
Okay.
I just helped him out. I looked out for him. Like I didn't, you know what I mean? So it was like, and I did a lot of cleaning up. I took a lot of hits doing that, but I didn't mind it. I felt like I seen that he wanted that. Some people like want that and they want to be that, and I know it only goes so far versus you understanding that. Understanding this game and wanting this game is two total different things. Because when you understand it, you know to keep your resources available. You don't burn no bridges, bro. Because you never know when you got to reach back that way or something's going to come at you, right? Amongst us, we got 100 different, what I don't got, he has. If he don't got it, he'll say, let me call Vlad. You know why? He don't mind calling Vlad saying Wack's trying to get this done because we're cool, right? If he knew me and Vlad wasn't cool, to stop in him. So, that's people that understand the game. People that want the game, they'll do what it is just to gain. But your gain is going to be limited.
Do you feel like kind of taking somebody and putting on somebody that was so close to Big U and fell out, it's kind of a diss to Big U, right?
Nah, Big U I had no, that wasn't the thought.
Like if I took AD and put him on my channel now, that would be kind of a Q to Adam type shit. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of, do you feel like that was a move? Or was that
If you blow him up, that's the ultimate flex.
But that's kind of what he's trying to do.
Which is kind of what he did with Luce, because nobody knew who Luce was. Because
I
didn't know who Luce
he was
was
just
at
a
all.
thug to Big U,
Luce
right?
had been trying to do music and all kind of stuff for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? You can see his history of his work, his body of work, right? But I took and did what I did. I didn't did it with a lot of people. But I didn't, Big U wasn't even a figment of my imagination. It wasn't a thought. I wasn't like, I'm gonna do this for Big U. I wouldn't have did it at that point in time.
Do you think that pissed him off to the next level though? Big U.
It probably did, because Big U was used to me being his resource. And to see one of his underlings or somebody that he utilizes for something else, have that me moving with him like that, doing some of the things I've done, it probably did, but that wasn't my thought. I'm doing this for Big U. I wouldn't have did it, because at that point, it ain't pure, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been genuine.
When you started bringing up the whole Christopher Lovejoy DNA story that everybody was talking about, right? Like,
he was only able to do that story because I set it up to be done.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is,
See,
like,
you do that a lot, Trap.
Did you expect?
But hold on, Trap, you got to correct that.
No, let's go.
You do that a lot. You're a foreigner guy out there. And you be talking about our shit like you know what you're talking about. So if you was really watching it, Lovejoy didn't grab it until it was on the internet. So now you got to ask yourself, how did it get on the internet? Right? I knew I couldn't just let him talk about that because they were going to do what they're doing now. So I had to position it so it was on the internet.
So you put it on the internet, or you had
No,
it?
well, what I did is we have a segment on the 100 side of Clubhouse called Murder Mysteries. And I simply sent the girl Tink from Chicago the newspaper clipping from 2021. She was oblivious, so she started running the murder mystery. She's good at it. She'll start reading and digging. She'll come up with all these rabbit hole type scenarios, right? And when she got to certain points of what it may have been, or what is this, or what it may have led up to, when she would break, I played a snippet from the audio we had from the family.
Yeah.
So the snippet I played first said they found his DNA under my brother's nails. And they was like, okay, and I stopped it. And the floor is talking about, okay, well, that could have been whoever this person may have been. So they talk another 20 minutes. And like, well, who could the person have been? So I played the mother saying that they had to track down Big U for a year or so, and the feds forced him to give his DNA. So I know that these two people worked for Big U for years. He would know their voice, right? I have a media team in the goo. The media team took all that, chopped it up, put it on the internet. Once it got on the internet, 600 was able to grab it and do his spin on it.
But the question I really have around that, because there's a great way that you broke it down for us there. But were you surprised that Luce and them had such a serious reaction? Did you think that he was going to get wrapped up in this whole thing, or did you see it as a separate thing, this Big U situation? Because I was surprised that even Brick's getting wrapped up in it, right?
It was funny. One of my business partners called me. He doesn't even do social media, but he was watching that. I swear, he's out of Philly. He called me and said, "Hey, bro, I think your boy Luce has some ties to something." I blew it off. What are you talking about? Right? Because he was like real adamant about it. He kept calling. He like 600. I said, no, he's not. It's off the internet. Nah, man, that's the recordings we got of the family. Luce was on the phone. The recordings I got, Luce was on the phone the whole time. Right? The family been contacting him for a year, but he never reacted to it. Right? So when he seen that I wasn't stopping 600, I told him he's covered because I made sure it got to the internet. I said, bro, we're warning him. 600 hates him, so he's having his fun, but we're warning him. I'm going to be real. If somebody took my DNA a year or so ago, after a year, 18 months, I'm thinking ain't nothing of it. I'm not even thinking that my skin's under about a dude's nails. And I hear the family say they found his DNA under the nails. I hear that. That's going to be alarming to me.
That did turn out to not be completely true, though, right?
No, it was completely
From
true.
the complaint, it said that the DNA that was found, it couldn't confirm that it was Big U, but it couldn't rule it out too, whereas they could rule out the other individual, right?
No. I don't know where you saw that at.
I really saw it said that. It wasn't completely confirmed that it's Big U's DNA. That's what I'm seeing, and there's still no...
There's no... Listen.
It said it was inconclusive or something like that, right?
So, do you want me to read it out?
Go ahead.
Okay, so... Wait, the DNA profile, so DNA was connected from RW's ankle/sock area, consistent with the direction that RW was dragged into the desert off the highway. The DNA profile obtained was not complete, likely due to the aforementioned inclinement on whether due to the inclement weather on the night of the murder. So the weather and the way that the body was left overnight, I guess in the cold, in the wind or whatever, meant that the DNA profile wasn't able to be completed. So it says analysis of Henley's DNA profile, Big U, was inconclusive such that he could not be excluded as the contributor of the DNA, but it couldn't be confirmed. And Robinson, on the other hand, was excluded as a potential contributor of the DNA. So it wasn't confirmed, but it couldn't be excluded.
Do you know who Robinson is?
Robinson.
That's the driver.
Mm-hmm.
That's the driver who told them they drove to L.A., picked the kid up, where they took him, and how he was killed. So when you got something that says you're not excluded, it could have been you, maybe not. But then you got the dude with you who gave DNA once they brought him in. Big U didn't know it. And they show, you didn't touch the body. That means he's identified Big U as a killer. That's who really told on him.
But all I'm saying is that, from what I understand, the DNA thing, to make the statement Big U's DNA was found under his fingernail.
That's been running in the media a lot.
That's not been conclusively proven as true.
These mics are kind of sensitive, so you might want to pull it in a little more.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's what
you got to remember, we didn't make...
They've been saying that as a headline since Wack started talking about it.
You got to remember, we didn't make the statement. We just played the recording.
But this is the thing. Do you feel like it's kind of overcooking Big U's involvement? Now, obviously, it's an open case. It's unresolved, right? But the headline of DNA found under fingernails is not... It's a little overshooting.
What's the difference in what you did?
Because this says it can't confirm it.
Listen, you know I'm allowing you to question me right now, right?
Appreciate it.
Because you did some punk shit the other day. See, the only difference is you usually do what you did the other day sitting over there in London somewhere, right? And you're not here, right? It's a lot of places you can't go. You send Adam something as if it was a clip of something I did I wasn't supposed to do.
No, he sent me a screenshot of a page from the indictment.
Okay, that's cool.
Where Big U was recorded on a wiretap, basically saying that he punked you out with a whole bunch of people, and it had a quote that he attributed to you, but it wasn't an actual video or recording. This was Big U's version of events.
Hold on, you're the receiver. So since you read everything, right? Tread lightly with this, because I've been telling myself for the last couple minutes not to really do nothing to you, because I know what you was trying to do. Okay. So since you so thorough, did you read what Big U said he did to me? No, either you gonna play smart or dumb. Did you read it?
Yes. Can I say one thing?
What did you
can I say one thing in my defense first?
That's the bullshit and the real shit.
But can I say one thing in my defense
I just want to know what you read.
I feel like stuff that Adam said that he put sauce on top of. I just sent him an image of the indictment and said, "Have you seen this?" You went in the room and you said a bunch of stuff.
No, you said in that page.
Added on.
You said in that page. So I'm asking you, you're just gonna let me know where you at with me. Mm-hmm. Did you read that and did you use your brain to understand why and why not? So I'm a dude that yes. violated Big U like no other human being, right? Violated him. For sure. 2-3 years, right?
That's such a claim to fame now that Big U is like the ultimate bad guy of LA.
No.
Him being able to say that he violated is like him saying he went up against Al Capone. No. To tell the tale.
No, you got to remember, I don't see Big U the way y'all see Big U.
I know.
Big U done sat on my couch with his head down, scared straight in situations where he needed our help at. I don't see him that way. A motherfucker who I had to pay rent and help take care of his family, who then sat on my couch and said, help me. I don't see that dude as that, right? But if you read that, right, it says we was 15, 20 deep, right? And we caught him. And he was by himself, right? You do know I jumped out on them. You do know I wasn't walking. I'm in a car with 800 horsepower in it, right? I'm very capable of whatever, right? You do know my homeboys was adjacent to them, but they had no idea they was there, right?
The Henny Man.
Right?
That's new information.
You do understand that, right?
Yo, I'm here.
He's streaming.
No, this is my fault.
Big Ack, how you living? Oh my God.
Now we got Mount Pod Boy right here, bro.
Hello,
we said
hello,
you in the
Shay.
middle.
How you doing? First time meeting.
Come on.
IRL.
Hold on. We got to get to this right here.
He's trying to pack out Trapper right now.
Yeah,
we need a judge.
Hold on.
We need someone to litigate this situation.
No, hold on. Watch this.
I'm glad I'm here at Ground Zero, man. This is where all the indictments.
Watch this. So let me give it to you, right?
Smell like police donuts up in here, man. I brought my badge too. I said this the Fed Avengers. They got me. They got Adam. They got Black.
Mount Podmore.
Shout out to the new recruit Remo.
He the undercover.
So listen,
he's the worst undercover ever.
Hold on, let's get back to it.
They said the undercover had a stutter.
Oh, the undercover had a stutter?
Actually,
no, won't you read it?
Look, I just feel like I will read it. I'll read it. I'll read it. Can I say something before I read it? Because it's very important.
I want you to read it.
All right, I'll read it.
I want to see how smart you are.
And then I'll give what I thought of it, and then I'm going to repeat what Adam said about it.
I want a dramatic reading.
You spun it crazy.
I want you to read it dramatically.
Hey, third, y'all out there?
Yo, before y'all get to that,
I'm gonna expose something
that
I never exposed.
Yo, Wack.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm so glad you're my friend because all your options go to jail, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. All your ops, every nigga don't like you, they going down in a ball of flame, man.
I'm a legal guy,
Wack's my friend. I'm telling you.
Go ahead, read it. Read it. I'm on him for doing this weird shit. Go ahead.
Henley recounted to victim one, and this is on a wiretap, right? So bear in mind, this is very important. This is Big U bragging about doing this on a wiretap to somebody else.
On the phone.
Not knowing that he's being listened to, right?
Read it.
Henley recounted to victim one an incident in which Henley and Rollin 60's gang members chased down Wack 100, attempting to hurt him. Quote, there's 15 to 20 dudes with us with hoodies tied down. I got my hoodie on, all black, tied down. She boom. She jumped in the car, paid for, redacted, and then took off. Boom, this dude screaming. My wife, drawers. I see you, Eugene. I see you. Eugene Henley, I see you. He's screaming all of that. He's got his blower. His blower's out.
Allegations.
But he's messed up. I gotta read the whole thing. But he's messed up because nobody's around. We like, bitch ass dude. I'm like, yeah, bitch ass dude. He's like, something. He's like, redacted. Die here, man. Don't do this. My wife, my kids in that car. Drawers. Don't do this. He's screaming.
Now, you tell.
He was about to turn you into Swiss cheese.
I want to see how smart you are. I've been violating him for 2 years. Violating him, calling him rats, snitches. He came up there 20 deep to get me, right? And he's telling me some word. What stopped him from fucking with me?
So, look.
No,
this is important. I'm about to give you this. Yeah. Let me get to it. My interpretation of this, me personally, and bear in mind, my interpretation wasn't put out there. Adam hopped on the live and said, No. This is so crucial.
I want you to tell me.
Because I'm gonna get to mine. Mine's okay. Adam hopped on there and said Wack was begging for his life. I didn't say that. You put sauce on it.
I want you to listen.
Adam put sauce on it.
I want you to tell me what you get from that.
This is what I'm trying to get to.
Why didn't he touch me?
I get to it is because you might not want to admit this. You had your blower.
Okay.
You're begging him not to kill him.
Now stop right there.
Right?
Like Clubhouse.
If I got my blower and you 20 deep with hoodies and I'm by myself, right? No begging to plead. That's when you really do it, right? What do you think my mentality was? For a dude not to approach me and you come to get me, and I jump out my car, talking, what kind of conversation you think I'm having to make a dude say, don't nobody move?
I agree with you.
Now,
I feel like
Blick talk.
I feel
third
like
y'all out there?
You probably was
Call
on that
third
Soulja
now.
Boy shit.
Now I'm
Let's clean
about
up
to
and
expose something nobody ever knew.
Oh, shit.
So here it goes, right?
Ground zero,
I'm
man.
here.
That's what
All
I'm
of
talking
this is a parking lot, right? I'm here. They walk down. They walk right past my car. They didn't even see me. When I seen them get here, I jumped out. Y'all looking for me? Right?
Shit.
They stopped. They back was to me. Y'all, I had everything I had, I could have dealt with everything in front of me. Now, what they didn't know is I'm talking to my team. Big Unim is here. Now watch this. Look, watch this. Big Unim is here. I'm here out the car. Third, who was here, and here?
Taking notes?
Hold on. Third, who in that parking lot when I'm confronting these 20 Crips was 20 to 30 feet in every direction and they didn't know it? All my homies was behind them.
That's new information.
Listen.
That's new information, man.
So listen, check this out. So when I'm letting you know, there's no need to beg nothing. What did I tell that fool? My home, they still don't know to this day that all my homies was positioned 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They didn't even see them. I'm talking to my homies in code, letting them know which way I'm gonna push them. I said, nigga, ain't nothing but 20 of y'all. I'ma down 3 of y'all. I just told him I'ma get off in 3s. Right? At that point, he knows if he getting off in 3s, when he go to 2s, he running out of it. These dudes right now to this day had no idea that they was ambushed. So why the you see, he said I was by myself, right? I wasn't by myself. All you gotta do is pay attention to the 3 people who got off the stage with Kanye. Now let's do the math, dummies. The 3 dudes in red, does he look familiar? So where did they disappear to? When we walked Kanye to Fig, because that's where his car was at? Right, let's clear that up. Kanye said, Wack, my car is on Fig. I said, well, we gotta walk around. He like, why we just can't go right there? So you gotta go through the crowd. He said, your people would, I don't care. So we walked Kanye through the crowd, took him to Fig, went down the escalator, got in the cars. I pulled out first. I always pull out first. Wow. My people is here, here, and here. As you seen, he said what? He was by himself. The bozo don't know till his day that he was already ambushed. So once I'm going, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do this. You know what happens when you start to run from that and you start getting that blowing at you another way?
It's like
what
a
happens?
military operation. I like that.
So now the world knows bozo. Think about it. Where did the 4 dudes go that got off the stage with him and Ye? Where did they go? They were in the parking lot with me. But you tried to play it.
But if you were the threat, then why didn't anything happen?
What do you mean?
You said you did the ambushing.
You got to ask the 20 people. They came to get me, right? Listen, I'm going to be real. They marked themselves out. It'd have been 20 power rules going to get one person, and they jumped out like that, you would have had to use that. I told Big U, this is what I told him.
You gave him a pass?
No, I told Big U, yo move.
Did you call him by his government name?
I said, yo move. You going first. Let's get to it. He said, cuz don't move, cuz it killed me. It's exact words. I'm telling my team in code, talking to them, I said, you ain't holding the cards. They listen to me tell them to do what? Hold, because I see them moving in. I don't want you that close, because I'm going to make them scatter. I got some shit that's going to make freedom ring. That's a fact. Think about it. What make 20 gang members stop in their track? A 38? Does that do it? Nah. Gotta have some shit, right? Let's just be real.
You pull a drink on them niggas?
Let's just be real.
This just says blow up.
No, I'm asking you. What make 20 dudes stop in their tracks? And you know they had some shit. It takes something. Listen, it's a fat, ugly broad walk through here, we wouldn't trip. We'd keep talking. If a bad bitch walk through here, we gonna stop and look, right? So it gotta be a showstopper, right? So now I just exposed to you
Hit him with
that
a
the bozo
showstopper.
said what? He was by himself. I never was by myself.
But this him on a wiretap bragging to somebody else,
Right,
possibly
he got it
embellishing
whatever
the
he
story,
wants,
right?
yeah.
But you sent it like
Adam
it
put the
was
source
real.
on this originally and
But
said
see,
begging. I never said begging.
But you sent it like it was real.
I was just reading what you sent me.
That's the part he's mad about, the begging. I never
No,
said that.
what I'm saying though, the part I'm mad about is you act like we cool. You just send it to me and say, Wack, what's up with this? You did the bitch ass shit you do, but they just can't catch you. So I'm here to let you know as a man, you's a bitch ass nigga for that.
No, he's not. Because
No, you
all he was
definitely
doing
that.
was
You
showing
definitely
me
that because
a page
we
from
got a
the
relationship,
biggest
right?
news of the
So why you
day
didn't tap in
that
with me?
my podcast
You were in the
co-host
headlines.
just
Let
so
me ask
happens
you
to be
something.
named in.
Public. This is not public.
If I get something on you,
Yeah.
who the first person I'm sending it to?
Of course, you gonna hit me about it. But wait.
But this was
But you sent it to me
He
too.
tried to send it to bro as if it was exposing me to something.
yeah,
Nah, this
but
is
that's
like you
what
got
you
a show
think.
together. And,
And I'm gonna be real.
But what did I send you before that? I sent you in there too. No jumper. First thing I sent you was no
I mean,
jumper
you're
in
reading
there.
through it. You're
and then I
sending
sent you
me
another thing
a couple of different things that
Bro,
seemed
it's
of note.
107 pages, bozo.
And he sent me
you
2.
chose to send him that.
But you were on the phone live busy, so I knew you were on the
No,
phone.
no, that's
you
some
were
bullshit.
live. I was watching live and I sent it to
That's
You
him.
were
some bullshit.
called into the news
And that's
at
what
that
we're back
moment.
into the room.
Listen, it's 107 pages, right? And out of 107 pages, and there's some crazy stuff in that content. You chose to send him that, so you thought you was isolating Wack on some bullshit. That's what you thought.
That was
Keep
my
it real.
intention. That
I
was my
want the
intention.
boy in you to tell the truth.
No, that wasn't my intention.
So what was your intention?
Real talk. I was reading through it. I see that section.
You see how it
That
feels
was
to
the
really.
craziest
You
thing.
see how it feels to really be in front of the people you talking about and playing with.
No, I hear it. It's
It
tough.
feel your. I hear
He
your
does that
heart.
all the time.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Man, that dude get caught in certain places. He know it. He in certain places. While you get up and go to Chicago, hey, boy,
What I'm doing is worse than what he's doing.
no.
He's not even putting any
they
of them
don't
stuff
f- with
in it.
him. They don't f- with dude because they feel like he's a foreigner and he's stirring shit up.
No, they love him for that.
No.
I've seen it. He's
No.
in here all the time
No, bro.
while I'm interviewing
You know-
random
you know the
people.
difference
They're
between-
all geeked up to take
You know
photos with him.
no. Listen, let me tell you something. If they catch dude, like I caught him, I'm just chilling, but I'm gonna let you know. Don't play with me, right? If you claim we got a relationship and we cool, bro, don't play with me. Don't do the backdoor shit. Cause when I tell somebody I'm straight with them, when I get it, I send it to them. Right? The fact that you send it to Adam while we live, you know what he gonna do. So you wanted him to present it like it was some bogus shit.
That I would say that was.
So when you read that, you didn't get that big. You was putting extras on it. The real reason why you didn't attack that man is for something different. You didn't get that from
You
that.
didn't even
To be
add
fair,
a
though, I
narrative.
didn't add any context. I just sent him a couple screenshots of multiple things from here. That
He had to
him.
read it to send the screenshot.
I did read it. As soon as I saw that, I sent it. I was unfinished.
No, if you didn't put narrative on it, because I know we posted that. We posted
Hey.
all the juicy parts, all the
Yeah, that's
juicy
cool.
parts. I mean, we have no comment on it because
you do.
And obviously, I think I could see the context in this. This is a nigga gassing. He's telling. It's like me
Listen.
beating a fight and me like, yo,
But here go
y'all
the thing, though. Here go the thing.
Yeah.
Know what the gas and what not the gas. Choose your enemies and make sure you got your friends, bro.
But you're conflating him sending me
I'm
a
telling you, I'm
screenshot
telling
of
you
my
straight like
podcast
this.
co-host being named in a federal
Listen.
RICO indictment as if he was somehow trying to smear your name or
Listen.
like create a narrative
I'm
about
finna
you.
go to New Orleans on you. I'm going back to Miss Gladys. May she rest her soul. Put some respect on my name, boy. You understand what I'm saying?
For that. You gotta do the hand rub for that one.
Yeah, put some respect on my name. Ain't that how I started did it?
Nah, I think Wack feel like you were
Listen,
trying to
all
almost
three
call
of
him
them.
out because Wack has told his story before, so I guess he probably feel like you were sending.
No, what I'm saying is
Wack
I
ain't tell
felt
the
he
truth.
was smart enough to read that and see the extra bragging and boasting that he's putting around what the real reason was.
I don't think he had ill intent because he sent me multiple pages too, and that was just one of the pages he sent. I
He
think
ain't
Adam
sent-
just came and read it out.
He ain't sent me one page.
I was reading the whole thing.
Did you have his number?
Yeah, he
Did
got
anyone
my
else
number.
send whack pages?
I sent them the shit.
Yeah, Wack be having it.
You sent it to
you
me.
mean?
I
When
was
I call
shocked.
Wack,
I
Wack
talked about
first
it.
words
I
is
sent them the shit.
Wack first words was, didn't I tell you? I'm like, God damn it, nigga, you must be the Oracle. Yo, Vlad, I know these flashback videos gonna go crazy when you're done.
What?
Shit, they got the yellow beezy shit, this shit's
Yeah,
going on.
Yo,
free
listen.
Beezy, man.
And what's crazy is, let's clear this up. How does Wack know? Because the people tell us. Straight up. My number's been on the internet for 8-9 years. I never changed it for that reason. If you want, today I got a call. The Mexican dude at the bottom left with the blue shirt, his wife called me. Mr. 100, yeah. I'm Mejia's whatever wife. I said, well, what's going on? I said, what was he doing with Big U and them? He said he did business once or twice. He don't know them like that. They told on him. I'm a single mother now with a 6-month-old baby. I said, I'm gonna send you some incredible diapers. Give me your information. But she was able to get to me because my number's there and I keep it there on purpose. I'm just simply saying, listen, man, we expose ourselves. When we do something, we expose ourselves.
And by the way, I do have a theory though. And I don't know if you guys know, I joined late. And again, first of all, I wouldn't even entertain any conversation. I see some people trying to with the bullshit. You're not listed in this indictment as witness, cooperant, victim, nothing, which means the police is acknowledging you've never had contact with them, right?
Never.
They actually describe you as a rival, basically almost somebody that they might be looking into their damn self. So it doesn't look like, but I will say some of what you may have done may have helped with the timing, right? I think you.
What's that?
I think you tipping off Big U. I think that definitely.
I did what?
I think you going online and saying that, and the only reason I'm saying this is that if you ever read any federal indictment,
I did what? I tipped him off.
You tipped him off via
What
online.
did the lady say in the recording I sent you?
Well,
please don't wait.
Please don't tell. But this is why I'm coming to this conclusion. So the way how these type of, especially murder, like we haven't seen the grand jury indictment. It has to go to grand jury. This was done through just a complaint, which means they usually go through this is a 4-year investigation. They're definitely going to grand jury. They only do, that's a quick way to get an indictment when an officer or an agent says, we need you to sign off on this that we can arrest them. I think that they think Big U is about to be on the run, honestly. Why would he be on the run? Wack is on everywhere. Yo, they're coming. End of the month. Like, and I thought he was capping. So, again, we're going to see the real...
Still?
No, I thought then.
How many times have I capped?
Man, you didn't like him, though. Plus, you're saying certain shit. I know you spoke to, or you had some information from the fam. Like, this is like, you should only know this if you're doing the investigation. But I get it. They told the people. So we're going to get the real indictment very soon. Yeah. But the way they did it is usually to prevent, they did it to Dirk because Dirk was going to board a plane.
Right. And I hesitate to even open this can of worms, but we have reason to be skeptical about your statements about Big U because you obviously co-signed Loose Cannon telling the story about how Big U basically got Nipsey killed or whatever.
We never said he got Nipsey killed.
Okay, but you're saying that he had premeditated knowledge that Nipsey was going to get killed.
What he's saying is...
And that didn't really pan out, although a lot of people are now looking at those statements as if they might have a lot more validity than they once thought.
What are you talking about? Because Big U that says, that's my little brother. He was the face of the neighborhood. All I did was support and stand behind him. But on page 83, he says, what? I'm the biggest Rolling 60 come out. I'm even bigger than Nipsey Hussle. That's what he said, right? Did you read that? Did he read? No. Did he read that?
I can tell you that.
Huh? You seen that, right? But this is the dude. This is why I told you, hey, yo, bro, every time I see dude talking about, that's my little brother, that's this, and I know what you said in my house and said and let me hear and the things you told me and the things you wanted me to do that I refused to do, right? I sent you him telling me, here go the contracts, go after the state for me. All that, he's a snitch, he's this, we got this, we got that, we got this, that, and I'm sitting back, yo, tell that dude to release them sex tapes. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Yo, Wack, the only eerie thing about this is that everything that I think you had to educate, like, because we all listen to you on Clubhouse, right? You were asking questions then.
We educated
How
y'all.
is this guy with the grid pro? And
say it.
The feds basically said the same damn thing. You got a crystal ball or something. I'm just glad to be your friend, okay?
I got a crystal ball at home in form of R&B and cheeks.
Dual crystal balls. Gotcha. Yeah, but I mean, in general, if you see an older gangster with a charitable organization, what percentage of the time is it just a scam so they could still be doing bullshit?
I ran with him for 17 years.
Not really, right?
Yeah, really.
17?
17.
We saw y'all publicly for a couple years, really.
No,
right?
that's you.
Yeah.
But you came home in 04.
Okay.
Beat his son half to death. We bailed him out.
Why'd you
Paid
do
for
that?
his attorney. Reggie probably told you about that. If not, he'll tell you because he was around for it, right? Paid for his attorney. That's back when the Infinity QX56 version. We had the same matching car. Like you wouldn't know if it was him or me, right? 17 years we ran, right? 17 years. He would tell people, Wack got the key to my front door. That's why I told Brick, hey, Brick, I've never seen you in my life. I never seen you at Crenshaw High. I never seen you at the funerals. I helped him bury a bunch of dudes over there. I never seen you at his crib, at the office. I never seen you. You didn't come out to all the video shoots, all these radio events we was having. How the West was won. Me and my boy AD created that. Crush Groove, we created that. I had contracts with Nick Masters at Live Nation. I would cut Big U in so Bro could eat. Because we was showing him how to hustle in the industry. Before he left, he wasn't in the industry. It was Key to Rock from 6-0. It was S-Mac from 6-0, the industry guys, right? There was no Big U. So when he came home, we embraced him, set him at the table, and we plugged him everywhere. This is why when I stepped away from him, all the industry went away from him.
You really feel like that?
That's a fact.
Everybody stopped going
Go
with
to
you.
2021.
I feel like a lot of people think it was the inverse of that,
No.
where a lot of people stopped going with you.
Who, me?
Yeah.
My plugs ain't stopped. You know that.
Definitely felt like you became a lot more controversial in the industry because of that, though.
Because of what?
Because of you and Big U going to war.
Bro, no.
I don't take it as that.
You
I think
crazy.
it's vice
I
versa.
I think it's vice versa.
I
think
was
maybe
always,
streetwise.
bro, he had no contracts, right? His only artist that got a deal, me and Game, got him the deal. He screwed it up, right? You got a dude that's struggling to try to keep his home from getting taken and all this other crazy stuff. Wack was all DJ K Slate, that's me. We put him with T.I. S-Mac plug. All my artists on my side. When he needed scooty bikes for the kids giveaway, who supplied them? Yo, could you get Game to promote my football league? Who got that done? Right? Yo, could you help me? Could Nip go on tour? Who got that done? Let's talk about it. Like, bro, he has no real connects in the industry. Zero.
And you've always kind of been resentful of the fact that people treat him as if he's kind of on your level.
I'm not resentful that he ain't got more money than me. He ain't got no he has no plaques. He don't have no resources. He has no stamps in the passport. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are
Look
you
at it
talking
completely
about?
different. Like I
He
feel
not
like
on my level with no damn music industry.
Wack's like one of the most
That's crazy.
influential voices.
I mean, Big U hasn't had successes in the entertainment world. People act like he does, but there's no
Because
real
we
receipt
put it
for
around him.
He did like one documentary style show.
That was my show. I
Right.
gave it to him. They begged me for 18 months. That's the homie from Compton Paul Rue show, Jim Bob. Jim Bob came to me for 18 months. Him and one of the writers for Power, begging me to do it. I didn't want to do it. No disrespect, because I didn't want the segment to end with music with me. I always told myself when I do that type of style thing, I want to have my other thing going on, right? Which like now I can do it.
Yeah.
Because it's going on, right? But I said, Jim, no disrespect, that's a G homie. But I said, go have Big U do it. He'll eat it up. He looking for the light.
Wait, Wack, let me ask you a couple questions because I ain't gonna lie. It was reading through the entire indictment, I was fucking flabbergasted of just how accurate. And I'm not gonna lie, you said these things and all these niggas gassed you up here. They were like, what are you talking about? What AKKs? What this? Nigga, I'm reading through the shit. I'm like, this nigga Wack is on the money.
June 23rd, 2023.
But how do you find out about that though?
Okay, I'm gonna keep it 100. Did I tell how I found out about it?
Whatever you want to say.
Okay, a certain person's wife is intimate with a Paru. You know it's the truth. Paru, dead homies. When I come off it, I'll FaceTime him.
But that's how you really found out?
Nigga, when he went to jail, she called her significant other.
I think it was like an ex-boyfriend.
Ain't no
type
ex,
situation,
ain't no ex, no,
wasn't it?
no. Ain't no ex-boyfriend. Cause I know my homeboy and I know his situation. Right? It's Lil Jon's homie. Lil Jon know what I'm talking about. He's a very well-known dude. He's tied to a bunch of people, right? So when he went, I get the call. He said, hey, you know that boy called up. I said, who that? Whoop. I said, how you know? He said, you know. I said, oh, okay. You serious? He said, yeah, I'm gonna send you his info. They come in, they catch him with a K. She gonna know because she at home. They catch him with a K. This how I knew. This is why when Britt was saying, in one of these rooms having a tantrum. I don't know how cuz be knowing he on some police shit. That's because, nigga, you got a leak in your waterbed. I don't wake up and say, the day while he was still in there, I'm on Clubhouse saying it.
I don't lie, man.
That's
I
crazy.
called the date.
You called
I called the date, the year. I told you what caliber.
And let me ask you, actually, I got a question for Adam on this. Because, like, even reading the whole thing in this is what they call the Big U enterprise. And even when Brick Baby comes up here to work, even certain conversations being allowed on this platform, they ever pull you to the side, like, again, not saying that it would be the cause of it, but it's exacerbating it, right? It's so adding context. Like,
All
where
the time.
y'all are coming in here and y'all are literally, I mean, there's a part where they're like, hey, we knew this, but then on the No Jumper podcast, they corroborated it. And I'm like...
No, definitely. And just because I have it pulled up, I really want to just play this one clip that has been going kind of viral that's, like, generally considered to be, like, the most federal clip that anybody on the podcast has ever had. This is Luce Cannon.
Basically, it's like, cause he'll be like, he'll
Talking about Big U.
things like, we'll go and
That's
do
the
something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to, counting everything, right? And we be like, how the f*** they get that? Oh, well, we're going to just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But cuz it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns. And when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like, he was doing like shit like that. And I didn't catch on. So it was like, I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm his right-hand man. You get what I'm saying? So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm gonna get it. You get what I'm saying? And then, like...
People are pretty astonished because almost that exact thing is listed in the
Now let
indictment.
me go back to what you asked me.
Yeah.
This is why when Luce Cannon was calling me about what 600 was doing, I'm looking at the phone like, you can't be serious. 600 then made a video with him saying what he was saying 2 seconds later and put that. So you're calling me about what 600 is saying. Brody, have you forgot the things you said?
So basically, though, they both was admitting that they were saying police shit.
600 wasn't saying police shit because
he was trying to contradict it. He was trying to say
600 was reporting what was on the internet. That wasn't on the internet.
That's his own personal story that he lived.
I know how to protect my team. How did it get to the internet? I made sure it went to the proper stages of getting into the internet. I ran a Clubhouse room. I played snippets, had my media team tape it, clip it, send it to YouTube, and I sent you 600. Now you can talk about it. It's on the internet.
All right, so Wack, when you hearing stories of Luce saying shit like that, so you didn't have...
That ain't my business.
No, but you didn't have any clue that he could be caught up in this RICO or anything that was going on?
How would I have? I had no idea.
I think Luce thought he was kind of...
I had no idea.
That's the thing about...
Luce thinks that because it was 2-3 years ago, like, oh, he got 20 guns. It's like, it just sounds like he's talking bullshit, but when the feds are actually able to put the case together and show that this is the type of thing they were actually doing, all of a sudden these
What they're
podcasts
keying on in
become
that-
very important.
Know what they're keying on in that?
What?
When he says, I'm his right-hand man. See, Luce's case, the robbery he has nothing to do with Big U. What they're doing is they got this guy. They got sex trafficking. They got extortion. They got a murder. And they got some wire fraud, all that
And
stuff.
same
right?
things with Brick is that none of his charges are actually related to Big U as of yet.
But what the Big U, Brick, and Luce have in common? They're all from rolling sixes. And guess what? Brick's situation and Luce's situation independently involves the same guy that was being extorted. So they're saying you were operating for Big U doing these things.
Yeah.
The same guy, Dale Monster, I know him, right? That Big U sent Sylvester Vest over there to pick up $1,000 every week of the feds' money. You read that, right?
Dispensary guy.
From the dispensary guy, right? The same guy that was going on with is the same guy that legitimately had issues with these two men that had nothing to do with that. They had nothing to do with they didn't know Big U was even doing that. But when he says, I'm his right-hand man, they said, okay, 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, Best 6-0, and Best ain't even a gang member. Bear Claw 6-0, right? And we got one target, the same dude. Well, you did that. Now, we ain't gonna say it's independent. We're gonna say you did that because they was doing that. Yeah. And we're gonna call this the Big U Enterprise, which is some bullshit. When the realest thing Big U said on his turn-in little videos was, Luce Cannon, Brick Baby, or not Brick Baby.
He said Luce Cannon, I don't really fuck with him. Brick Baby, I don't really fuck with him.
But he fucks with Brick Baby.
Well,
he said he does.
He did say in the video.
He fucks with Brick Baby. Do we fuck with Brick Baby?
Yes.
That's a fact.
Wait, he denounced
No,
it?
no,
he denounced Brick Baby.
In his
Really?
exit
Yeah, but he
video.
fucks with him. But Luce, he don't fuck with
I mean, but it is alleged that, and that's why I'm so surprised that if I'm Brick Baby and I feel like him and you have a close personal relationship, I'm either quitting or I'm telling you
bro.
No more conversation about
Bro,
me.
no.
He definitely needs to be careful.
It's alleged that he would rob somebody and then have these conversations. And first of all, they were tapping Big U's phone. And
They
break it down with him, which is pretty much kind of like extortion.
I don't think Brick
And
was doing any of that stuff while he was working here. I'm gonna be real with you.
Okay, but
or
if
at
you've
least
done
I
it
have
in
no
the
idea.
past,
Yeah.
why would you ever talk about that man's crimes? If your
a
crimes
lot
are
of these
linked to
dudes
his,
feel like if they get away with it
You
for
don't
a
wanna-
few weeks,
listen.
they're safe.
Brick never wanted to talk about it.
if me and you used to rob stores back in the day,
Yeah.
and then now I'm on a podcast, and people want to talk about your robbing history. Maybe we're talking about you robbing stores in over there, and I
Yeah.
never robbed stores with you. I don't want to talk about you robbing stores. If we used to do something of the sort, that's why I'm so surprised that I thought Brick like maybe didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, again, obviously these are allegations, but kind of reading, I'm like, I don't know.
What did Brick say on your
paycheck
show
can't be that good. I would
when I
stop this
asked
whole
him
show.
about the AK case? He said what? It was dismissed in Compton Court. Ain't that what he said? I said, what's up with that AK case? You called June 23rd, 20.
He said
it was
DA
dismissed
reject.
the DA reject. No, it ain't, Brick. The feds got it, along with the cell phone. So now you got to ask yourself, if I got caught with that, right? I'm going to be like, yo, bro, I got caught. They ain't gave me a court date. I'm not going to hide it.
By the way,
There's a reason why you hiding.
By the way, people think that you're the cop for that, but in
I'm the
reality,
what?
No. In reality, that's just being smart. It's the same thing with Zay Osama when he got caught with the switch in the Uber, and New York picked it up and dropped it. And he's like, I remember he dissed me. He was like, "Yo, I told you they ain't had nothing on me." And then the feds came right, like, "Come on, like that's just
you
using
missing what
brain,
I'm saying. Compton Court never had it. The feds has always had it. Day one. He knew that. But why'd you lie? Because you know you got that sealed file over there about Sue Surf and them in Jersey. That's
What
in
did
the
Brick
paperwork.
ever have to do with them? You think Brick is in some way complicit
Big
with
U
that?
too. He had a sealed file. The exposers, Prince, Lavish, pulled it up. We tracked the case number back to Sue Surf and them. First, we thought it was some Dirk shit. It's not Dirk shit. He got a sealed file, dope case, New Jersey. It's the same shit. Indictment,
it is.
Sue Surf and them.
Yeah.
I know it is. Nigga, we the exposers, bro. That's a Clubhouse thing. Let's straighten that out too. The exposers come from Clubhouse, on the side of Clubhouse. Right? It was Wack 600. I let Luce Cannon in.
He really bangs Clubhouse like it's his neighborhood.
Yo,
That's a fact.
crazy.
That's my tool.
Yo, whoever on Clubhouse,
Level of
no,
commitment
he
is
got
nuts.
great
Boy, you
sources
better
on. He got, and listen, they on Pacer because I looked up the same thing and I was like, I see Jersey, but I'm not putting together what you're saying. I'm like, why the fuck is a Jersey thing referenced with Brick Baby?
Big U's in the same paperwork.
Well, what the hell could they have been doing with Jersey?
New Jersey 60s.
Right, but what were they doing?
I think there was
involved
someone with narcotics.
Brother,
I
if
don't
you
know.
read it, it says Big U's a gang leader. He supplied drugs and guns. He's number 4 out of 14, right? They got him identified, the conversations, wiretaps. This was crazy. Big U know this paperwork exists, but he don't change his phone numbers. He don't change his Instagram. This 2022. We in 2025. He still got the same information now. But 2 weeks later, when they go to serve the indictments, everybody that's in the paperwork early April, late April, they pick everybody up, but Big U name not there.
Wait,
Took down a whole nother 5.
How do you know what's in the sealed indictment for the
No,
the
we
Sue
matched.
Surf?
No,
Oh,
we got
you
the Sue Surf. Well, we got that work.
Okay.
That's not sealed.
Okay. Yeah.
But we matched case number
Okay.
of Brick Baby sealed to their indictment.
Okay. It's just a sealed document.
It
in the
says
case.
New Jersey
Okay, got
drugs.
you. Damn.
And I just want to say this as someone who I think, out of this group, I think I was the only one that really maintained communication with Big U over the years. I remember
That's your friend.
Y'all two were cool. I remember at one
Super
point.
tight.
I remember at one point you called me because you were upset at me over something and he was trying to smooth it over or something like that. So I remember y'all were cool.
Yeah, I mean, bro, that's
this
just like,
to me just kind of saddens me how it devolved into what it devolved into.
if you read that paperwork, you will understand who he is. Dude is selfish. He want to be the one. Be the one at which you're the one at. One of his older homies said, Wack, you a good dude. You done helped us a lot over here, bro. Every time you do something for him or open the door for him, he gets more envious of you. In his head, he's saying, I'm Big U from Rolling 60s. I'm supposed to be able to do that. He said, every time you do something for him, teach him something, give him a plug. I'm grateful and thankful for any plug, any resource I get, anybody that helps me out. I'm never looking to, I want to be bigger than this dude. I just stay in my lane. I want all my friends, my buddies around me to be bigger than me because it gives me something to keep climbing for. And if they're bigger than me, if I slip and take a fall, I got great support. It's the way I see it. Nobody ever tell you they got the feeling for me that I was trying to outshine them, outdo them. None of that, right? He's a selfish dude. He can't help himself.
And y'all fell out because he tried to backdoor you on some
Yeah,
business?
when he went to my label and did what he did. Yeah.
Hey, how long did you know about the because I think the majority of what came from this indictment came from that murder investigation when they got the Title III intercept, which is the wiretap. Once that popped off, like it led to them kind of concocting this Big U enterprise because they're just sitting on his phone, and I don't know if Big U was just like, even though they even have him saying, yo, I think they're listening to me. But he just stays with the same phone and keeps talking about crimes, allegedly. You
What
know
did
what
I
I mean?
just tell you?
You always
it's the
say that
murder,
Big
though.
U is
Did
dumb
you
as
ever know
fuck.
about that?
Do you credit
No.
that to just that?
What?
You always say that Big U is a fucking moron. You
Oh,
said
he's
that to
dumb
me
as-
many times. So when you say that, is that the explanation for it? Is
No,
that
he's
he's just
dumb.
not
He's
really
not smart.
He's not with it enough.
But he's somebody that people will reach out to because he built his name.
Big drink.
The team around him built his name. So, but he's not smart. People will come to him for something. He'll have 8 people on the phone, be like, yeah, my guy here, my game be taking, yo, could you figure this out? He's just not smart.
So when did you first ever hear about this murder? Because
A year ago, 2024, when the family called.
So that audio is from that long ago?
No, that audio's from March 3rd.
All right, so the family called you another time.
The family called me way back in 2024.
And what was initially
Not only did
said?
they call me, come to find out, they reached out to Luce Cannon and 600 Independent. When we started talking, they like, yeah, they contacted me too.
They should have reached out to Big Homie CC.
SKG, same way.
No.
Right? They reached out to her too. So I heard what they was telling me, but I'm like, all right. About 3 months later, I go have a conversation with another one of my homies, and I said, yo, I got this call. And he like, yo, Wack, that's, because some things happened with him behind that, right? So I'm like, okay, food for thought. And then March 3rd, I woke up to a text. They found his DNA. Whose DNA? I put it up on my Instagram. Whose DNA? Big U. What DNA? What question mark? My brother. Vegas? Vegas. That's when I called. When I called, she was there with her mother. She's telling me the mother get on the phone and start filling in the blanks and tells me don't say anything. They're going to get him at the end of March, top of April. So at that point in time, whether I with him or not saying anything is the police program.
Hey, by the way, I'm wondering, the Fed sat on a wiretap for 2 years now. And I'm wondering, did that kid have some significance, or was it a lot of community support? Because they look like either they wanted Big U badly or
Big U was working. He had the New Jersey 60s. He was taking them down. If you got a dude in the middle of 2-3 operations, one, they're going to say, look, bro, he's not going anywhere. He's asleep. He don't even know y'all coming for that. So the whole time they're building their case. Do you know they monitored him and fed him extortion money up until March 14th?
That's one of the craziest details. The detail that they gave somebody money
So
to
it
pay
made
for
sense
extortion.
why they were coming to end of March, top of April, because they were getting as much as they could. Every time he accepted the federal $1,000, right? And by the way, I told y'all dude broke. Anybody 58 years old extorting a dude for a stack and 500 pockets is hurt. This is a fact.
He accepted 500 one time as a payment.
I mean, over the couple years of the grid program, he got 2.5 million, and they said he was just taking money out. It's no way he's broke. They showed properties that was worth.
Did you see him begging for help? Do you think he had turned it up before he turned himself in? If he would have, he would have known it's not Wack at 600. He had no idea what his paperwork read. How we got his paperwork reading it when he talking about turning himself in, and he don't know what's in his paperwork.
Yeah, but I think that was a smoke signal to the streets that you guys are snitches, that they can handle it.
Snitches where?
Well, no, that's him.
He didn't know we had the paperwork?
No. When I watched that Big U message, I was just like, yeah, I don't know if I want to be around Wack in LA for the next couple months.
Snitches where?
No, because if a decorated street guy is going down and his last video is like, just to let you know, when I was getting arrested, this guy was with the cops.
Stop. Didn't I tell you he's a dummy? Rewind. Listen, they hit his house, they say 4:35 in the morning. He said when they was raided, they just kept asking us about Wack. Dummy, you was never there when they raided. It's cat.
That's what I'm saying. It's a smoke signal to put a target.
How
on
the
you.
hell they asking you guys about Wack and you're not home when they raided?
Well, somebody could have been home, but still, that's
nobody was home. His whole family was in that van.
So you don't think that they were trying to put a target on?
And then he said 600 was with him when they raided. It's obvious 600's in the street, filming the house.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not about telling the truth. It's
he
about
clearly pulls up after it already happened.
Way after.
Yeah,
it was like 3 hours after.
And he also accused you guys of basically putting a case on him, which is insane to think that the feds would just pick you guys up because 600 made a bunch of Instagram reels.
Well, but that's why my theory is right. He just wants to put a target on their back.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's just hey, listen.
It's just brain dead that he thinks anyone would fall for that.
So what happened to the investigation in
some street
2021?
news,
What happened to Vay, who said, I drove Big U from LA. We got a call that the kid dissed Big U in the song. I drove Big U from here to a studio to an Airbnb over, he killed him and threw him in the ditch over here.
Are we ever going to hear that song?
Well, I don't know.
The Big U diss song?
Never was out.
The song thing doesn't quite make sense to me.
It's a weird
The
concept,
song thing doesn't
right?
quite make sense.
I don't know. I never heard the song.
They're saying that the kid apparently recorded a song that was dissing Big U, but then he was signed to Big U and was there for free to record at a professional studio.
But he was kind of mad at Big U, so he made a diss song about him, and then Big U heard it, so he drives to Vegas, gets in an argument with him, ends up killing him.
Did he ride with Big U to Vegas?
No.
They got in an argument at an argument / altercation at the studio. That's why they deleted the footage.
Yeah.
They then go somewhere else, and by the way, they did pretty good forensic work on that, because where they found him, they tracked the time that you would normally take. It was after midnight, so it
I
usually
called
take
50
17
minutes.
minutes.
The paperwork said 48.
Yeah, it's
2 minutes off.
It was pretty much accurate. They got the forensic from the blood to say, hey, he wasn't killed here, because the first cops that pulled up, they said, oh, he was killed on the side of the road. And they're like, no. Look at the gravel, the dirt. He was pulled over here, and essentially he died somewhere else, and they matched it to Big U's GPS, which is
it's like if you would kill someone over that, you probably are just killing people all the time.
No, they didn't. They fixed that. What Big U did is he went to one location.
Oh, he turned his phone off.
The platinum producer turned it off, waited so it wasn't tracking. This where the dummy went wrong.
Better than me.
This is my job. This is where the dummy went wrong at. He went and did everything he did. Instead of keeping the phone off and not turning it on to the next day, soon as he got done with the body, he went back to the producer's studio and turned it on. That's how they was able to triangulate.
Yeah, and
the
apparently
time.
he was dripping.
He should have left it off,
or like just wet somehow.
He should have left the phone off.
And he told him, "Yo, I just."
But he's a
gym.
dickwit.
Crazy.
He always been a dummy.
Yo, telling somebody at the recording studio, I just came from the gym at like
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning is crazy. Like, yo,
shit, the deadlift, man.
Oh man.
What did he say? The dude said, "Yeah, man, this would end it. This would kill me." Yeah, it's diabolical, and I'm honored that a dude 58 years old who's looking at life in the feds. Mind is on Wack 100 and the 100 side of Clubhouse. He gave it up. He said, "You 100 side people, you ought to be ashamed of yourself."
Big shout out.
This big shout out, and he said, he ended it and said what?
That you trying to take his program.
No, he
trying to lose that.
He said, "Whoever in my neighborhood takes my contracts, I know you're working for Wack. Wack's been denouncing the program. Like, bro, I've been denouncing the grid program.
Reading the indictment, right? We're
He says,
your
I
favorite
didn't do
homeboy.
nothing wrong.
Top five.
Hey, reading the indictment, because I've heard you on Clubhouse, and there was a whole while where you were talking about Big U a lot, and I've always heard when people asked you if you would ever do anything to him, you said, "Listen, I know his family. I would never wish anything bad on him." When you read the indictment, he's telling people like, "Yo, somebody need to break this nigga's jaw. Somebody need to whip his ass."
Okay, watch
and
this.
it's almost threatening violence a lot to you. Were you shocked by that?
What? No, I wasn't. He know not to fuck with me. Watch this. Every week, he sent him over there to pick up the 1,000, right? I tell people where I'm at every week.
Yeah.
He knew where my spot's at every week. Bro, listen. Big U don't do none of that. He's a big body, had influence on other bodies. He himself don't do none of that.
But you think he killed this kid
No.
in Vegas?
Sylvester Robinson. They said he killed the kid, the driver.
Well, I mean, also
The driver said that someone else, not Big U, killed him, but
No,
Big U
he
was
said
with
Big
him?
U killed him.
Oh, okay.
The dude that was with him put the murder on him. The dude that was going to pick up the extortion money.
Yeah,
It's in the paperwork.
Wait, say it again the way you said it.
I'm getting the top 5 call too.
Huh?
by the way.
You're getting top 5 call.
Yeah, I don't talk to dude, bro. I don't fuck with dude. Dude's a troll.
I'm just gonna say doing a pod.
Wait, so what was it you said?
What?
he's basically saying that the most of the proof about if Big U killed this
specific person
comes
who
from
killed
this
the kid.
witness who's
If
basically
you're driving
deducing.
me, right?
Yeah.
And we're on the way. Yeah, this bitch ass nigga dissed me in the song. Boom, boom, boom. We get over there. You see everything that's going on.
He's a key witness.
He's
for that.
there. They tested his DNA to see if you helped drag the body. They tested Sylvester. But you know what they had Sylvester on? You were the one being sent to pick up the extortion money over 2-3 years. Like, we got you on 100 cases of extortion. They like 50-something years, 57. He ain't never did a day in jail. And we're going to give you 30 years. Or if you don't talk to him, who was you with him? Nobody knew what time he left LA to go to Vegas. And they the one that single out. They went from here to here to there, and here. Sylvester gave him that. That's why that DNA, how they have it, same way they had it on Tory, right? That's how they presented it on Tory. It could be, maybe it's not.
Well, but that's the only thing I think you were incorrect about, though. Because when you said on Clubhouse, they found, unless it's going to come out of supersede.
No.
You said they found Big U's DNA under his fingernail.
No.
They said
who said it? I sent you the record. The sister and the mother said.
Okay. Yeah, in the paperwork it doesn't say it. In the paperwork it says it's inconclusive. You can't rule it out, but you know,
you can't rule it out, right?
But it could be him. But it could.
And guess what the driver did?
It didn't help corroborate it.
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.
Yo, what up, YouTube? Clubhouse TV, back with another one. You already know. Now, today we're breaking down Wack 100's take on Luce Cannon, the fall of, and that long-standing, still simmering beef, Big U. Now, this one's deeper than podcast drama, so let's get into it. Now, Luce Cannon came in loud. Media, music, street energy. He had the mic, the look, the backing, but somewhere along the way, the foundation crumbled. Wack didn't mince words. He said Luce got gassed up by the internet, started feeling untouchable, and forgot the ones who helped him move in the first place. Now, according to Wack, Luce tried to play big dog. He forgot he was on the internet. And when it came time to stand on business, he fell off. Now, let's talk about the real tension. Wack and Big U. Now, these two once were tight. I think it says 17 years. OGs with mutual respect. But now, it's war of words and cold shoulders. Now, Wack's called Big U out publicly. accused him of trying to control narratives, clout chasing, behind the scenes, and not being as silent as he pretends to be. He made it clear he's not scared of Big U or what comes with it. Now, Wack always says ain't no paperwork on him. He don't have no secrets. If you want to play behind the scenes, he's going to drag it all out in front. Now, it's deeper than street politics. It's all about power, influence, and who really controls the culture behind the curtains. Now, Wack's not for everybody, but when he talks, the industry listens. The fall of Luce Cannon, a warning. Beef for Big U, power shifts in real time. Now, Clubhouse TV, we don't pick sides. We break down what's real. And what's real is this. Relationships fall apart. Egos collide. And in the end, the streets never forget who stayed silent. Let me know what you guys think about the content in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I drop new content. Subscribe to the media team so you get that exclusive Wack 100 content. As always, I certainly appreciate y'all checking out Clubhouse TV, and I'm off to the next one, y'all. Peace.